Do people realize that they are being lied to about everything that this administration is currently promising? Is there anything that this administration won't lie about? Here is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who has gone through a number of the promises that Donald Trump has made, and he is saying things that I don't believe. He is saying things many in my audience don't believe, but are the MAGAs falling for this stuff? Here is Bessent saying very soon, every child born for the next 3 years will get $1,000 invested in the stock market. Take a look.
The president has thrown out, and I'll just tell you what he said to make it shorter. He said, hey, I'm thinking about $2,000 stimulus checks coming from the tariffs to everybody and 50-year mortgages. First off, on the $2,000 stimulus checks, isn't that like using your overdraft to pay off your credit cards? Or isn't it like, taking money from a credit card and paying off your bills? Do you think that that's the most financially responsible thing to do?
Well, there are a lot of options here. The president's talking about a $2,000 rebate, and that would be for families making less than, say, $100,000.
Have you decided on that yet?
We haven't. We haven't. It's in discussion. But the other thing to think about, Brian, is that what we did with the tax bill is actually financing the president's no tax and tips over time. Social Security and the big refunds you're going to see are a result of that. So that's another payment to the American people. And then the other thing you're going to see in the middle of the year are these Trump accounts. Every child born retroactively to January 1, but for the next 3 years, is going to get a $1,000 account that's going to be invested in the U.S. stock market. So,
all right. So listen, in theory, in July of next year, there will be these Trump accounts made available. They will be retroactive to 2025. My younger baby daughter, in theory, would qualify for that. If that does come to pass, I will be honest with you, and I will tell you about that. And it would be $1,000 in her account. Cool. But the $2,000 that they're talking about, it's not clear at all that that is going to happen. And we're going to go back to that in a moment. But they are framing all of this up with dishonest lies. Here is Bessent also today on Newsmax, shamelessly lying, saying everything that's happened is inherited and everything is going great right now.
And we came in, we inherited a mess. We have brought the inflation down. And Rob, there are two ways for curing affordability. There's bringing inflation down, because some of the prices we are going to be able to bring down. So energy prices, gasoline,
down quite a bit.
4-year low.
Yeah.
4-year low.
Understand that electricity prices are up 10%. The mess they inherited is one where inflation has basically been flat. Inflation has been bouncing between 2.5% and 3% for a while now, predating Donald Trump taking office. Remember that there are a lot of people, they are taking advantage of people who don't know the difference between inflation coming down and prices coming down. If inflation is above 0, prices are going up. If inflation goes from 5% to 4%, inflation has come down, but prices are going up. The rate at which prices are going up has slowed down. And this is, it's sort of like what is calculus? Calculus is measuring the speed to the change of something. So you could say, okay, imagine you're in a car, right? You hit the gas. In the first 10 seconds, you go from 0 to 60. And in the next 10 seconds, you go from 60 to 90. Well, the speed at which you are accelerating has slowed down, but you are still accelerating. And that is what we're talking about here. The price level continues to go up, but not even at a lower rate, at the same rate as it was towards the end of Joe Biden's presidency. But Bessent just lies, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't know the difference. Here's another one. What Bessent is asked, what is the Treasury doing to reduce job insecurity? He just straight up lies.
What does the Treasury Department and the dollar itself in your job have to do with lessening job insecurity in this country?
Well, I think what President Trump's doing in terms of bringing back high-paying precision manufacturing jobs to the U.S. is all about job security.
How many jobs have come back?
Sorry, that it's just starting. I was down in South Carolina.
Translation, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Trump is bringing back high-paying manufacturing jobs. Oh, how many? Well, none yet. Oh, in fact, we've reported on this data. The manufacturing index has declined. And for all of this talk about bringing back manufacturing jobs, the United States has many open manufacturing jobs that it turns out a lot of Americans don't want. They don't want, presumably because they don't pay enough. You've got to offer a higher price for labor if you want people to take some of these jobs. Even Bessent admits when pushed, well, none of it has actually happened yet. The topic of the $2,000 dividend that Trump announced for everybody but the very wealthy, everybody's getting $2,000. Bessent was asked about that on ABC. Here's what he said.
You know, it could, the $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda.
So it might not really be a $2,000 check. They might be tax decreases people have already gotten, even though most people have not gotten that.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
The $2,000 dividend is from Trump removing taxes on tips, which, of course, most people who are in tipped jobs will not really be materially affected by that because of the way tax brackets are set up. Okay.
Tax on Social Security, deductibility of auto loans. So, those are substantial deductions.
So you're sending me $2,000. Well, I made interest on auto loans, tax deductible. So you're not sending me anything, right? Now, one funny thing is the idea is we're going to take the tariff money and send everybody $2,000. The problem is the tariff money is paid for by Americans. And so at best, you're returning tariff money that they are paying. The bigger problem is there haven't been $2,000 per American collected in tariffs. So the math doesn't work no matter what. I don't think people are getting anything. And then Bessent says, big picture, listen, it's all going to get better for everybody. It's going to be good.
And the American people are going to start feeling better. But look, this has been a tough period.
Which you feel like only 9 months in you inherited. But there are people that say the numbers are good on some areas, but I don't feel it. What do you say to those people who say, I don't feel it? Be patient?
I say that you are going to feel it, that I was just down in my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina on Friday, and this new Boeing plant is opening up. That's 1,000 new jobs that the president has brought back. I went to a rare earths plant up in Sumter, South Carolina, 800 construction jobs, 300 permanent jobs that they think could become 3,000 permanent jobs. And the great part of the story there is those were Caterpillar workers who had been laid off. Thanks to President Trump, a new factory has moved in.
Yeah. Now, a couple little details here. The South Carolina Boeing plant that he's referring to, as far as I know, is a plan that was in place predating Trump's presidency. I researched it. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with Donald Trump. This doesn't change the fact that overall the manufacturing job level is coming down. But we went very quickly from lower prices on day one to look for it in 2026. Are people falling for this stuff? I want to hear from you. Are people in your communities falling for this stuff? Leave a comment. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you actually see our uploads. You can also catch the full podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.